what first aid should all horse owners know? Now, this is not to be confused with the question from last month. What do you think everyone should know before owning a horse, medically speaking?
Yeah.
But this is first aid. And if you're a horse owner, what should you know?
Well, I'm going to answer it like last month.
That's okay.
Because as I was preparing for this one, because I saw it came up in the voting and it went down. It came up and it went down. I'm like, people, make up your mind. When I think
Your votes count.
They do.
Is what she's telling you.
They do. When I think about this one, it's because there's all levels of horse owners. There's the person who just is getting their first horse, and maybe they have no horse background. And then there's the person who's owned a lot of horses their whole life, and they're like a vet tag, and they've just done everything. So there's this huge range of skills and knowledge. Based on that, there is no like one answer. Every horse owner must know A, B, and C. So I think the better way to think about this is the first thing you should have is the phone number of the closest veterinarian, right?
Yep.
So that's
the first thing you should know is you don't know everything.
Yeah, I mean, and when anything happens, you call the vet, and the vet will help you work through, is this an emergency that I have to drop everything and come out right now? Is this an emergency, but it can wait till I can squeeze into my schedule maybe later today? Or, based on what I know about you, is this still serious, but you can handle the first stages on your own, and maybe call me back tomorrow and we'll see how it goes. So your vet, once they know you, can help you work through this, can help you triage it. So that's really, really important. But in order to even help your vet decide what is an emergency and what's not, you have to know normal. You cannot know abnormal until you know normal. So that's knowing how to take TPR, which we have videos and articles about if you need help with that.
And that acronym stands for?
Temperature, pulse, and respiration.
Okay.
I have a new acronym for you.
Yes.
It's called EDUD.
EDUD.
Eating,
drinking, urinating, defecating?
You got it.
Yes,
Yep.
I love
Right.
acronyms, you guys.
You have, she does. You have to know what's normal for your horse. If he normally eats his hay first and then his grain, which is not the usual way the horses do it, but
For
that's
sure
the way
not.
your horse does it, great. If he doesn't eat his grain for 2 hours, fine. But if your horse is one that eats his grain, like, come on, grain, and then he doesn't eat it, then maybe that horse is showing you that, you know what, I don't feel so great. It's an early sign maybe of colic. Body condition scoring, weight taping, all these things that don't sound like first aid and emergency, but if you don't know what's normal for your horse, then you can't tell when your horse is not right and that the vet needs to be called or that you need to even do something. So standing away from the herd, standing with the head down, different behavior, all those kind of things. And then the next section is don't have anything in your first aid kit, which we've covered that I think in a different one.
We did.
That you don't know how to use. And so that goes back to the first part. If you're a total beginner, then maybe all you have in your first aid kit is like wraps and bandages and gauze and things that you really can't hurt anything with. However, if you're more experienced, you've owned a horse all your life, you've done a lot of stuff, maybe then you have syringes and needles and maybe your vet leaves some prescription medication. So, but don't have anything that you don't know what to do with. It doesn't really answer a question the way she wanted, but it was the way I wanted. So,
and I think there's a lot of other videos and blog information that we have on the TPR,
Yeah, we'll
body
throw
condition
that on
scoring,
this.
the first aid video.
Yeah.
So all of those will be linked in the description so that you guys can have a learning adventure
oh my goodness.
if you want more information on this question.